way that it is.
Right.
Right?
One way
is our way.
Yeah.
Right? We try to heal ourselves from pain, and then that manifests itself in all sorts of things that we know of. And then if you start going to God, then what happens is the flesh doesn't have an opportunity to manifest the fruit of death. Right? If you go to God when you're in the midst of feeling death, which is what it is when you feel pain, what happens is the fruit of death doesn't get a chance to manifest out of your flesh because you went to God with it instead of you trying to deal with it yourself. Right? And so there's no opportunity. And so even in that place, man, life begins to be born inside of our soul. Life begins to be born inside of our hearts, even in that midst of pain. And what will start happening is inside of us, even in the midst of whatever pain we felt, we'll start finding our hearts saying the same thing Jesus said in Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I do not lack. We'll find our hearts starting to be persuaded that we lack no good thing, right? And we'll be living from that, not trying to talk ourselves into it, but we'll find ourselves persuaded that we lack no good thing. We'll find ourselves persuaded that God has led us by the still waters of grace, right? And that grace is feeding us with life, and then we'll feel life even in the midst of what looks like darkness.
Yeah, you'll find your heart persuaded that He can be trusted, that you can come to our Father in your deepest, darkest pain, just like Jesus did. And something strengthened Him on the cross. And I said, I want to believe what Jesus believed, that He could rest His flesh on the cross. And that changed my whole life. And that's my everyday. I don't know about you, but I'm a needy person. So that changed my whole life, the faith life. I know I can be strengthened like that, Lord. That whole Psalm 23. Like, if Jesus can be strengthened not to lift a finger to save Himself, I know I can too. In the midst of death, of all death, of the sin of the world, of all of our sin, sickness, and disease, it was all upon Him, and He was strengthened in the love of the Father. I know I can know my daddy like that, and that has persuaded my heart.
Amen.
Amen. His testimony. I heard about his testimony when he first came to Christ. How he was like, no, this is not it. And now he sits here with such confidence, like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I just love it.
Who, Mo?
Yeah.
I forgot the testimony. I'm getting old.
Yeah, what day is it? Yeah.
The way we